This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
Got a great show for you today. A little earlier this afternoon, I was able to sit down and speak with a couple representatives of Mount Marty women's basketball for this edition of the Lancer Locker. I am very excited. We're kind of turning the attention from basketball over to spring sports over the next couple weeks, by the way. We're going to be talking baseball and softball coming up. Those two seasons are starting just around the corner, by the way. For baseball, coming into this upcoming week, they're playing Mount Mercy University February 10th down in Omaha. They've got a 4-game, 2-day doubleheader in Omaha, February 10th through the 11th. MMU versus MMU. They're starting that way for the second year in a row, which I think is just hilarious. About 2 weeks away from that one. And then just next week, next Sunday, not this upcoming Sunday, the 28th, next Sunday, the 4th of February, softball is going to start. Culver Stockton College will be the first doubleheader game of the year in Sioux Center, Iowa. Mount Marty facing Culver Stockton College. You might recognize that team because they played in football earlier this year. Lancers got the win in the football game. We'll see if softball can do the same. They've had a great couple of years. We expect more good things out of Lancer baseball and softball. So we're going to be talking with them in the coming weeks. I'm looking forward to that. But for today, once again, talking basketball. With that said, let's go to our week in review of Lancer athletics, some of the things that we saw over the last couple of days. First off, track and field is what we're going to start with today because there were some records set. As usual, when it comes to Mount Marty's track and field program, they have just taken off in the last 2 or 3 years. First off, started off with a freshman. Mount Marty freshman Edwin Nyatswa has set 2 meet records at the Polar Dog Invitational last week, taking home a pair of event wins for Lancer track and field. Edwin won the 60-meter in 6.83 seconds and the 200-meter in 22.09 seconds to set 2 records. Fellow Lancer Marcus Genofin finished second in both races. Logan Ferrari also claimed an individual title in the 5,000-meter run, while the Lancer men's 1,600-meter relay team of Nathan Kopetsky, Mason Schleiss, Zavio Prado, and Donovan Breckenridge took first in their event as well. For the Lancer women, it was Josie Wallstrom, Alexis Even, Tiana Bombaka-Keel, and Callie Davis who finished second in the 1,600-meter relay, with Bombaka-Keel also taking third in the 600-meter run. Grace Rippin also placed third in the pole vault. That's some of the top scorers from the Mount Marty meet over the weekend. Lancer track and field at the Polar Dog Invitational. MMU's next competition is the NAIA Preview in Brookings on Friday and Saturday. In basketball, it was a tougher week for the Lancers. Mount Marty men's basketball did suffer a loss on Saturday. They were defeated by Dakota Wesleyan 77-63. To their rival. Tash Lunday was the leading scorer for the Lancers with 17 points in the afternoon. He was also second rebounds with 7, tied for first in assists with 3. Anuk Akot held the team high in rebounding with 8 rebounds. He had 11 points, 4 blocks. Mount Marty's back on the road Wednesday, facing off with Concordia in Seward. And finally, Mount Marty women's basketball. We are speaking with a senior for that team, Briona Jensen, for this team. Once again, we spoke with her earlier today, her and Allan Bertram, both about what's going on. The Lancer women's basketball did suffer a loss on Saturday to the Dakota Wesleyan as well, 83-59. In the game, it was Kayla Martinez who posted a team-high 21 points. Jaden Jensen ended up in double figures as well with 15 of her own. The Lancers going on the road Wednesday, taking on Concordia in Seward, Nebraska. Briona Jensen was in the booth a little earlier today talking Lancer women's basketball and everything about her and her upcoming kind of life goals, kind of what's going on with her. So we're going to be talking with her in a little bit. We're going to start off with Allan Bertram up next, however, the head coach for Mount Marty women's basketball, talking both about Briona and about something special that's coming up in Yankton this weekend, a Sacred Hoops tournament in the Simple Arena on Saturday. There's going to be 7 high school girls basketball games going on back-to-back, 7 of them in the Simple Arena on Saturday. We're talking about it coming up. It's KYNT, back in a couple of minutes.
¿Está buscando una casa para comprar? Me llamo Deb Speck de Vision Real Estate y puedo ayudarle a encontrar la casa perfecta. Yo sé que la barrera del idioma puede ser difícil, pero puedo facilitar el proceso. Escoja a un agente que se habla español. Envíeme un mensaje de texto 605-661-9398.
This is Lisa from Slumberland Furniture in Yankton. Our store is inspirational, modern, bright, and our warehouse is filled with the latest in furniture and home decor trends. You'll find the best brand name furniture and quality mattresses with the best customer service possible. Slumberland always guarantees the lowest prices. See us at 2401 Broadway in Yankton.
It's day one of your new career. Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for material handlers, machine operators, and setups for both day and night shifts. Along with a full benefits package beginning your first day on the job, Parker is offering a second shift pay differential of $235 plus a $1,000 retention bonus. Paid vacation, sick leave, 13 paid holidays, medical, dental, vision, supplemental, and paid life insurance all begin day one. Quarterly profit sharing and a 5% matching 401k plan. Fully vested on day one. Apply now at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
No profession requires a broader range of skills and sense than farming. Being self-sufficient is critical, and so is knowing when to lean on experts. If adding acres to your operation or refinancing debt is part of your plan, Dakota Mac can help you get there. We provide long-term, fixed-rate loans for ag real estate. You owe it to yourself to learn how Dakota Mac can benefit your operation.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
Wellness should feel good and taste good. That's why Alani Nu offers a range of delicious energy drinks to support your goals while bringing bright, bold flavors to your daily routine. Whether you want to hit your last rep, beat the competition, or simply balance your hormones, do it all with an Alani Nu energy drink in hand, promising to increase physical performance and boost focus with just 10 calories and no sugar or gluten. Alani Nu energy drinks are a healthy way to fuel your fun. Stock up today.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
All right, back in the Lancer Locker, this is KYNT. I'm Tel Tanner. Go down to the head coach of the Mount Marty women's basketball program, Coach Allan Bertram. There's a lot going on in Yankton over the next couple of days. Obviously, a Sacred Hoops tournament going on Saturday in the Simple Arena, which is really cool that your home floor, you get to host one of those now here in Yankton. And obviously, the Lancers are going on the road for a couple of road games, Concordia, Briarcliff, before returning home next week. Coach, we got a week coming up. Can you tell me how you're preparing for everything?
Yeah, big week. Obviously, we have two teams coming up that are both rated in the top 10 in the nation with Concordia and Briarcliff. And so very difficult week for us, both being on the road. But, we really like the last couple games and how we're starting to gel and come together. And then obviously Saturday will be a very busy day here in Yankton. We've got 14 of the top girls high school basketball programs in South Dakota coming down here for the day to play at Simple, which will be not just a big impact for the community, but also just to be able to have all those kids on our campus is ginormous. And so we're really excited about being able to bring the Classic down here on Saturday. And a lot of local teams from Dakota Valley and Vermilion to Wagner, some of the best teams in this area will be matched up against some really high-quality opponents.
I'm looking at the schedule, and this just looks like a really, really fun day of basketball, starting at 11 a.m. in the Simple Arena, all the way going till 8 p.m. That is a lot of basketball. How many games did you say? Seven?
Seven total.
That's wild. So what does it take to put on a tournament like that?
It's a lot. We host 3 every year. We do one at the Corn Palace in Mitchell. We actually have 10 games at the Corn Palace. We have 20 teams that participate, and 14 teams here in Yankton, and then we finish it off in Chamberlain in the second week of April, where we have 18 teams that participate in that Classic there. And so it's a lot, from officials to getting all the contracts out to all the ADs at the high school levels to making sure all the logistics are taken care of. It's a very big task to get it done. A lot of that stuff is done well in advance, obviously, to get it set up. But it's really just about showcasing our high school athletes in South Dakota, and so many talented kids, and this classic is quite unique because it's 100% all girls athletes that are participating on Saturday here in Yankton.
And you don't just got to get the athletes in the schools to get there. You got to get people to run it on the back end. You got to have people running the scoreboard. You got to have people taking tickets. You got to have the officials there. You got to have overall people just ready to roll, get everything done, and you are on the road. So you said your son is the one who's going to be spearheading this.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
I'm lucky. We have a lot of great people at Sacred Hoops, and my son Skyler, he played for me when he was in high school. Was a first team Class A All-State athlete. Played college basketball, and he's been with Sacred Hoops since the beginning, and loves basketball. Does a great job, and so yeah, he'll be down here in Yankton, kind of running the show while we're at Briar Cliff, and then we'll be able to get back here for the last couple games of the evening, which should be the last game. Wagner, Florence Henry is going to be 2 top 5 teams, and should be a dandy of a basketball game.
It's almost sounding like it's turning into a family business.
Kind of, a little bit, yeah.
That's really cool. Who are some of the other people that are really helping at the top?
Well, Jordan Long played at Dakota Wesleyan University, has been with us from the very beginning and does such a great job. Sam Willard, who is one of the best players ever to play in South Dakota, played Division I basketball at Princeton and had a 8-year professional career over in Japan, is a big part of it. So we've got a lot of really great basketball people who are involved in it and have been involved in it ever since it started 6 years ago.
And once again, it is 11 a.m. is the first game. It'll be Winter versus Tri-Valley, and there are a lot of local teams in the next 7 games. Final game will be Wagner versus Florence Henry at 8 p.m. in the Simple Arena. Make sure if you want to see some really top-notch high school basketball in South Dakota, this is the place to be, Simple Arena in Yankton. That's really cool.
Yeah, it will be a good time.
Let's talk about the Lancers now coming up this upcoming schedule, as once again you got 2 top 10 teams in the schedule. You got Concordia in Seward on Wednesday. You got Briar Cliff in Sioux City on Saturday. And then a quick turnaround, a game that was just announced today. I know it's been in the works with all the weather, but Jamestown, a week from today, will be in the Simple Arena for a men's-women's doubleheader, men playing first. So it's really an interesting schedule coming up. Can you tell me about the next week?
It is, and we're excited about Concordia. I thought we played them very, very well here at Yankton. They ended up beating us by 20, but it was not a 20-point basketball game. It was a really highly contested basketball game up until the last 4 minutes of that contest. And I thought we did a great job against our press the first time. And obviously, whenever you play Concordia, that's going to be the key to that basketball game. Briar Cliff, obviously, just super talented with those 2 fifth-year grad transfers that stuck around. And just their guard play is so unbelievable. And then Jamestown coming on Monday. The Cords girl is just having a great year. And then the Tower girl who took her 5th year, was a first-team all-conference player at the point guard position. So 3 really good teams. But again, this time of the year, you want to be playing your best basketball, and we really feel like we took a huge step forward against Dakota Wesleyan on Saturday.
When you take a look at this Jamestown game, one thing that's really interesting to me because of the schedule change is you haven't played them yet. You're going to have 3 teams you played twice in Dakota Wesleyan, Concordia, Briar Cliff before you even see Jamestown once. How does that change the prep? Especially on a short turnaround.
It does. Monday. It really does. And your prep is really, really going to be tight because you play Saturday and then you turn back around and play Monday against a team you haven't played before. And so, obviously, you do your typical scout that you're normally going to, but your second time around against your conference opponents, you know them really well because you played them on the floor. And more importantly, it's not just about scouting what they're doing, but what they did well or what they made things difficult for you the first time around. And so it allows you to really prepare on those areas to help give yourself a better opportunity. And I thought that's one thing we did a really good job of against Wesleyan on Saturday was just the adjustments that we were able to make from the first time around. It really allowed us to really compete at a high level. And so it's a lot different Monday, and it's kind of weird. You're looking at almost the beginning of February, and you're talking about a conference opponent you haven't played yet.
January 29th, which is just wild. So you're going to play them the 29th, and then you're going to play them February 17th. So literally just over 2 weeks, you're going to see them twice. The second time in Jamestown as you get to that final stretch of the season. So as you go to this final stretch of the season, this final about a month going into the conference tournament, what are some of the things you want your team to focus on at trying to get into that tournament?
Well, the biggest thing is just consistency, and I think that we made some major adjustments in the last week offensively with how we do things and what we run, and the kids responded really well to that. And I really feel that they grew a lot the last 2 games defensively as well. And it's just been a very big focus on little things that we didn't feel we were doing very, very well on a consistent basis in practice the last week and a half. And you have to give the girls a ton of credit because they're the ones who've really responded and they really took to heart the things that we needed to do. And and they've really worked hard to do it. So for us, bottom line is, I think this is the story of the whole season. It's consistency. When we play really well, we look really good. And so finding a way to play really well in bigger stretches and then not being so down when we don't play so well. So just being a little bit more even keel and more consistent.
Coach, with that said, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back in a couple minutes, and we're going to talk about one of your seniors, Briona Jensen, who's going to be in the booth coming up. Before we start, got anything to say about her, what she's like as a player?
I love Briona a ton. I think of all the kids that we've had in the last couple of years since I've been here, she's probably one of the most just spearheading in regards to wanting to turn this program around, and it starts with herself. She has been a young lady who has worked tirelessly in the gym on the things that she needs to do to get better. She's been so acceptable to being coached and wanting to be coached. And to me, what makes me the most proud of Briona is just how much she's grown as a leader. And when I look at somebody who's getting ready to go out into the real world, to me, it's one of the greatest attributes you can have to be successful. And I think she walked in here not being a leader so much, just trying to figure her way out. And she's going to leave this place as a very strong, independent young woman who's got the ability to lead in a good way. And so it makes me very proud of her, and I know she's going to be very successful throughout her rest of her life.
We're talking with Briona Jensen in just a couple minutes on at KYNT. Coach Bertram, as always, thank you for your time. We'll talk to you in a minute.
When you need to be sure, make it SureCo. Smart Trailer from SureCo is still the most complete line of electric accessories for your grain trailer. Smart accessories such as the 4500 Series HD electric tarp, Pro Trap and Auto Trap electric hopper doors, and the Drive Max Auger Drive Kit from SureCo both offer convenience and peace of mind for operators. When only the best will do, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us online at sureco.com. Make it SureCo.
Chuck is a Runza French fry superfan.
Can't get enough of them.
Is it the crinkly goodness?
Kinda.
Is it the way the crinkles on the fry expertly hold the Runza Ranch?
Yeah.
Is it the fact that Runza Kringle fries look like tiny accordions?
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It makes me so happy.
You're not wrong, Chuck. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Runza, 3206 Broadway Avenue.
At Pizza Ranch, we want you to pick and choose. This is Annie from Yankton Pizza Ranch, and right now, our online carryout deal is pick and choose 2 or more of select items for just $7.99 each. Choose from a medium one-topping pizza, a medium cheesy ranch sticks, a single chicken fries, an 8-piece boneless wings, a chocolate chip cookie, a small cactus bread, or 4 20-ounce beverages. Carry these out, and your dinner is done. Pick and choose at pizzaranch.com.
At Triple Time Rudy's, not only do you get top-notch fuel to keep you on the move, but it's a destination for delicious local treats. You'll find quality South Dakota products like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. It's your community's pit stop for more than just fuel. Triple Time Rudy's supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, stop by Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
As a proud community bank, Core Trust delivers more than just checking and savings accounts. We invest in the cities and towns where we live and work by volunteering to coach youth sports teams, supporting local charities and the arts with our time and resources. Whether we live in a rural town in South Dakota or a suburban city in Minnesota, it's a place we call home. Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations.
Member FDIC.
We were founded on innovation and a passion to help our customers. This is Tiffany Tucson at Aztec in Yankton. We want our employees to thrive and succeed. Our core values are more than something we list on a wall. The team continues to grow. We have openings in a variety of departments. Sign-on bonuses, double overtime, immediate benefits like retirement, savings, paid holidays, bonus earnings, tuition reimbursements, and more. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Stop by 700 West 21st Street or apply at aztecjobs.com.
All right, we're back on the Lancer Locker. My name is Tel Tanner, keeping you company on a Monday afternoon, evening. I don't know what time it turns to evening or what it is. It's an ongoing debate. I always say when it gets dark, it's evening. Anyway, let's go to what we're doing here. We got Briona Jensen in the booth, one of the seniors for this Mount Marty Lancer women's basketball program. Briona, thank you for coming in the studio today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about what's going on with Mount Marty. First of all, Mount Marty, you chose to come here, transfer in. What led to that decision?
What led to that decision was just because my mom was looking to retire, and I just wanted to be close to family. So our family is mostly in Nebraska, so I looked for a school that had pre-PT, and also being close to family was very important to me.
So you transferred in here from Nesho Community College. You're from Junction City, Kansas originally. So what's the family in the area?
Family in the area, just my grandpa's in Grand Island. My mom just recently moved to Fremont, Nebraska. My aunt lives in Omaha, so that's pretty much where my family is from, Nebraska.
Do they get to come see you play then a lot?
Yeah, my mom definitely does come to most of the games. I know my grandpa is going to come to the Hastings game on Valentine's Day.
That sounds great. Oh, we got a game on Valentine's Day. I didn't even realize that. I'm going to have somebody mad at me for that because I got to work that night now. Well, apologies ahead of time, I guess. But Briona, as we talk about this season as a whole, what's kind of next, I wanted to talk about off the court with this team. What are some of the things that you and this team do when you're not playing basketball?
Oh, I feel like this team atmosphere has just been phenomenal in every aspect. I feel like off the court, we're just a group of kids that just have fun, and I definitely feel like we're a family in that aspect. We go out, we have fun, and like we're always there for each other, and that really, I feel like what brings this team together. And as you can see the last couple of games, you can definitely tell that we're a team on and off the court no matter what.
What are some of the things that you like to do for fun outside of school and outside of work, which is basketball?
I'm mostly to myself a lot of the times. I feel like that's where I find my inner peace. Just being able to self-reflect is very important to me, and just taking a step back and just regaining, being able to relax is what brings me peace and joy.
Some of your favorite places in Yankton, places to eat, places to go. What do you do?
Well, I definitely feel like I go to Walmart all the time, and I'm pretty sure the workers sit there and like, oh, she's coming back again. Oh no. But definitely I feel like my favorite food place for sure is Culver's. I love their ice cream, but their food in general is just one of my favorites.
Oh, it's great. It's a Midwest staple. You can't go wrong. All we need is a quick trip to get some Glazers, and we're fully Midwestern. That's all it is. Talking about upcoming future stuff for you. First off, what's your major, and what do you plan on doing with it?
My major is exercise science. Right now I'm deciding between OT and pre-PT, so I'm probably going to take a little gap year this summer, and then from there I'm in my internship right now for PT, so it's going pretty well. So once I figure that out, so I'll probably just go back home, work, save up some money to help for grad school money.
What are you doing on the internship? What's that?
I work at Physical right down the street. So right now I'm just trying to, be there with patients, figure out, what they do as a PT, and just sit there and observe and just try to find the basics, like what type of injuries there are, how to help those injuries, things like that.
Sounds like a busy schedule. How do you balance it with basketball?
My schedule's not too hectic. I only have 3 classes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So my internship's mostly Thursdays, Mondays, Fridays, afternoons. Thursday's a full day. I will go to the assisted living here in town. So just having a really good advisor and just help balance things out makes it pretty easy.
So you said you might be taking a gap year. So what are some of the things you're planning on doing in that gap year?
I have a summertime job with a group of kids at the Fremont YMCA. I worked there last summer, and it was really fun. I also probably will join my mom. She works at the Fremont Y as a lifeguard assistant, so I'll probably try to get some hours down there too and just save up on some money.
So you mentioned the family a couple times. I know a couple of them get to come watch games, but anybody else, can you tell me about your family in general?
My family's pretty close. They grew up as swimmers, so I have no idea how I got the basketball side of things. But we're pretty close as a family. I feel like that's one of my big things is I'm a family getter. Very close with my mom. It's been me and her pretty much my entire life. Come to see him, weekends or holidays when we can, things like that. So,
Briona, as you go to this back stretch of the season now, as we turn our attention back to basketball, what are some of the things that you want to accomplish in your final month of basketball as you get into that conference tournament, and what do you want this team to do?
I feel like with Bertram said, just staying consistent. I feel like the last 2 games really set the tone and set us to where we know we can play and win big time no matter what. The game's upcoming. If we play right, I know we can come out with a win. So for team atmosphere, I feel like if we just stay together and know the things that we can do and work on the things that we know we need to work on, coming down this stretch, I feel like we're going to be a complete different team the rest of this semester.
You got a couple of great opportunities against some top 10 teams coming up. Briona, good luck to you, and thanks for coming on the Lancer Locker today. That was great having you.
Thank you.
This is KYNT. Once again, we're going to go ahead and take a final break. We'll come back, wrap things up, but to Coach Bertram, who's still here, and Briona Jensen, thank you both for coming in for the Lancer Locker today. Good luck the rest of the way.
You bet. Thank you.
This is KYNT. Take that break. Come back after this.
Powerful changes occur when people unite. At United Way of Greater Yankton, we unite people to activate positive change and to make lives better. Help us build a brighter future for all through access to healthcare, basic needs, a good education, and financial stability. Learn more about United Way of Greater Yankton, our mission, our programs, and how you can help online at yanktonyunitedway.org. Together, united, we are building a brighter future for all.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
Swoosh. Nothing but net. Nothing is better than being in the zone on the court or the roads with a brand new car, truck, or SUV from Lewis & Clark Ford Lincoln. Take advantage of the buzzer beater deals going on all month at Lewis & Clark Ford today. He shoots, he scores. That could be you. Get that feeling at Lewis & Clark Ford, a proud sponsor of Mount Marty Athletics.
Carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila-based cocktail with no carbs, no sugar, gluten-free, and only 100 calories. It's guaranteed to be bursting with flavor in every sip. The Carbless Mix Pack is sure to please any crowd with a compilation of all the best-selling ready-to-drink cocktails, including sweet, citrus, and a twist of tequila flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and margarita. Grab some today. Carbless Cocktails. Less is more.
Looking for the perfect meal that hits the spot every time? Look no further than Boss's Pizza and Chicken. At Boss's Pizza and Chicken, they're serving up piping hot, mouth-watering pizzas with all of your favorite toppings. And that's not all. The crispy roasted chicken is a taste sensation that will keep you coming back for more. Whether you're dining in with family and friends or enjoying a night in, order Boss's Pizza and Chicken of Yankton, where every bite is a moment of pure satisfaction.
All right, back for the final time on the Lancer Locker here in Yankton. My name's Del Tanner, been keeping you company this evening. I have decided it is evening. It's after 6 o'clock. It is getting dark outside, and it is final. I will hear no arguments on it. So we're going to finish things up here with our upcoming schedule. Once again, thank you to both Allan Bertram and Briona Jensen. They were in the booth a little earlier today talking everything basketball and what's upcoming in Briona's life. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does next. I think she's going to be a special person. I could tell from the talk that I had with her. She's going to be successful. So that's pretty cool to see. We've got a lot going on KYNT tonight, by the way. We've got more basketball coming up. The Yankton Gazelles are going to be playing inside the Summit Activity Center tonight. Tip-off right here on KYNT is set for 7 p.m. Pre-game coverage will begin in just a little bit. 6:30 is when that is scheduled to start. 6:30 is when we will go to pre-game here on KYNT. Until then, we got to finish things up going over our upcoming schedule for Lancer Athletics. Once again, we talked about the record-setting meet the Lancers had at the Polar Dog Invitational for indoor track and field. Next up is the NAIA preview in Brookings on Friday and Saturday. We'll have results for you over the weekend and on Monday with a full recap. For Lancer men's and women's basketball, they're going to be taking on Concordia this upcoming Wednesday evening. Concordia down in Seward, Nebraska. That game is going to be played. 6 p.m. will be the tip. We're going live at 5:15 for pregame. Baseball and softball both coming up. Baseball team once again starts off on February 10th. That is just so close. Softball next Sunday, February 4th at Culver Stockton College, Sioux Center, Iowa is where that game is going to be played. Kind of a neutral site there facing Culver Stockton College out of Missouri. That's the upcoming schedule here for Lancer Athletics and what we're doing on KYNT. Let's go ahead and finish things up here. Once again, thanks to Briona and thanks to Allan for coming in and talking with me. I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of the Lancer Locker. We're going to be back next week previewing spring athletics. I'm looking forward to starting talking baseball and softball. We're going to talk football, volleyball as well. We're going to get finals of their recruiting classes and preview what's going on. We're going to have Coach Fitzsimmons back talking track and field in the future. We're going to talk archery. We're going to talk shooting sports. We're going to do the whole thing here on the Lancer Locker. Until then, however, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back in a couple of minutes. 6:30, once again, will be the start for Gazelles basketball on KYNT. Bryce Ladwig's going to keep you company in the nightcap. It's KYNT 102.1 FM.